I'm Jim Collison and live from Omaha, Nebraska, and the office is in Singapore. This is Gallup's Call to Coach, recorded on July 14th, 2015. Call to Coach is a resource for those who want to help others discover and use their strengths. We have Gallup experts and independent strengths coaches share tactics, insights, and strategies to help coaches maximize the talent of individuals, teams, and organizations around the world. If you have questions during this webcast, we do have a live chat room that's available for you right below the main video window there at coaching.gallup.com. If you have any questions you'd like to send us an email, maybe if you're looking for custom strengths coaching solutions for small, medium, or large organizations, send us that email, coaching@gallup.com, or you can use the contact form right there on the live page. Don't forget to visit the Gallup Strengths Center. That's just gallupstrengthscenter.com for all your coaching resources and Strengths Finder training needs. You can also catch the video on both streaming and now downloadable audio for offline listening to all these shows. We have well over 75 of these for you, all available for free. If you'd like to get the links to them, you can get that, as well as the apps for your top 5 and some of those other things are available on our coaches blog. Just head over to coaching.gallup.com. Sarv Atri is our host today. Sarv works as a strengths evangelist there in Singapore. And Sarv, it's always great to see you at another Call to Coach, and welcome.
Thank you so much, Jim. It's good to be back on Call to Coach Singapore edition, and it's just perfect from our perspective. We are moving into another phase of our courses this couple of months, next few months, and also building our strengths community and strengths movement in the region. And for that, we have a strong partner for Gallup Singapore, Viya Chen, today, and we're really excited to be speaking with her. So, Viya, first of all, welcome to Call to Coach Singapore edition.
Thank you.
I would also love to introduce Viya. She is an ICF Professional Certified Coach, PCC, also a Gallup-Certified Strengths Coach, business consultant, author, and speaker. Viya is a founder of Viya Biz Coaching and Consultancy Singapore, where she focuses on enabling people to maximize their strengths and perform their best self to achieve their goals in business and life. She's also the Chief Strategic Officer at International Coaching Academy of Asian Executive Coach of Thunderbird University for Global Leadership Program in Singapore. She comes with 20 years of corporate management experience in Asia Pacific, Middle East, and Africa, including having worked with Ogilvy and Mathers O&M as their group account director, also with City Chain Watch, and as a regional senior director with McDonald's Asia Pacific and East Africa region. She also is one of the first Gallup certified strengths coaches in Taiwan, part of the first 50 coaches club in Singapore, and also has her own coaching models like Coach for Wins business coaching systems. She's also the author of See the Power of Vision books, along with Unlock the Power and 90 Days Challenge, which she's published in Chinese and English. She holds a master's degree in marketing management from Michigan State University and has received a global leadership certificate from Thunderbird Management University in the US. She's also a certified university lecturer by Ministry of Education, Taiwan. Viya, thank you, for coming down today, and we would love to hear from you, your strengths journey, starting with your top 5.
Okay, my top 5 strengths is the number 1 is futuristic, maximizer, strategic, activator, and relator. That's my top 5.
Beautiful. How were you introduced to strengths? We love to hear about that.
Okay. First of all, thank you for inviting me to join this Call to Coach. I am a Taiwanese, as you mentioned. I live in Singapore, and I provide my coaching service in Chinese and English in this region. So because I have been working in U.S. company for more than 20 years, so I understand the power of coaching. Because in my career development, I have been used different coach to help me to develop my skill and knowledge and to become the great leader in the last 10 years. So in year 2011, when I decided to open up my own coaching and consultancy company in Singapore, my goal for this second career is to help people to build a platform that they can see and fulfill their dream. I would like to do a meaningful business and can help people to be successful in their professional and personal life. So when I was studying at coaching training school and working on my research paper, I did a survey to understand the motivation of becoming a successful leader and how to create a positive energy to inspire the necessary change. So I noticed that the best way is to tap the potential of a people and lead them to the unique space where their strengths and their passion match the description of their goal in business and personal life. So knowing yourself is the first priority before you can identify what you want and be able to make it happen. So there are many different interesting personality tests for self-discovery. And I find a book, Strengths Finder 2.0 in 2011. And during my research process, and this concept from the book attracted me because it built a direct association between your talent, your value, your motivation, and the high performance. So everyone is unique, and everyone have a special talent. And I like the way that StrengthsFinder described the 34 talent and how they can pair up, become a unique people. So everyone is different, and it made me feel exciting about see the uniqueness of the every client. So it also helped me to open the positive energy and positive emotion before my coaching. I start my coaching conversation because everyone can become the best self when they have a more understanding about what's their strengths, what's their talent, and how can they work on that. So when the individuals see their best part of themselves, they will automatically turn on the power to see their inner image in a different way. So the coach can continue to support the client to create a vision and make the change. That's the reason I decided to be certified last year to become a strength certified coach. It helped me a lot to, on top of my professional certified coach accreditation, can help my client in a meaningful way.
Thank you. And over the last year since you've been certified, we've been interacting a fair bit, and I've seen that you've been working extensively with businesses across the region, both in Singapore and China region. So tell us a little bit more about your practice and how do you maybe a few tips or techniques that you use in your coaching practice working with corporates, and how do you help them create impact and insights for them?
Okay. I believe that everyone's base coach is their own intuition, because when you hear what you say or you listen to your heart, you will know what you need to do, or that's the best way to go. And coaching is the process to help client to listen to themselves and trust their intuition and follow their heart and take the right action on the right pace. And the tip and the technique that what I'm using is to be myself. So I developed a 4E strategy: explore, envision, engage, and empower. Before I attend StrengthsFinder training, I have a 3-step: envision your goal, engage your head, heart, and hands, and empower the action. But after I have a more knowledge about StrengthsFinder, I bring in StrengthsFinder in all my coaching conversation as a first step to help my client to explore their strengths, to discover, appreciate, and invest in their strengths profile. And that's always the most exciting and wonderful beginning of the coaching conversation. And you will see that the positive energy flow in during the conversation, and people love to see the different view of themselves and see the opportunity. How can they become best people in their personal or professional life? And then I move to the next step: is envision your goal. And because the positive approach will help people to, when you know yourself, you know how you can bring the best to achieve the second goal or different life or different vision that you're looking for. And the third step is engage your hand, engage your head, what you're thinking, your idea, and your heart, what you love, what you're good at, and your hands. That's the action. So make something happen. And the last one is a strategic approach of lay out a milestone to empower people to take step by step and get closer to achieve the greater performance or get closer to their dream or their vision. So that's a 4E coaching model, what I'm using. And I have a more and more understanding that when I'm doing my coaching model, I actually just be myself, because the 5 strengths I have, when I help my client to explore their strengths, I use my strategy and maximize their strengths. And when I help my client to envision their goal, I use my futuristic strengths. And engage is a relator, because it's a one-on-one, more close conversation, trusted environment to open up the possibility when you engage your head, your heart, and your hands. And empower, I use my activator and maximize the strengths to help the client to lay out a different milestone. So it's my tip of being myself in every one-on-one coaching conversation.
Beautiful. Tell us a little bit, maybe a story of an individual or a team that you've been working with, and maybe even how you have incorporated your 4E model along with strengths with them to help them towards more successful journeys that they're on.
Okay. In our day, a lot of middle manager face a challenge of continue to stay in the same company or stay in the comfort zone, of move out their comfort zone to face a different challenge. Because in Asia, North Asia, you were easily to work in different cultural, different language, different environment. So you need to face some significantly change in your life or your business. So most of people were struggling about, should I stay in my comfort zone, keep the same role year by year, 5, 10, 20 years, but not get promotion, or I try to step out the area and do something new. So I've been coach many middle manager. They sometimes the company have an opportunity can relocate them to different country to meet different people, do something differently. But people will you may need to leave your family or leave your relationship to experience a new environment. So most of people will hesitate or thinking about, how can I do that? What should I do to adjust the change? So I starting from envision, explore what the strengths, what the area that my client can use, leverage their strengths when they move to the new environment, how they can cope with the change, and to envision what they want to be. 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, what the legacy that you want to leave in your career while you're doing this job, and what legacy that you may leave to your life, or make your people different around you, because everybody actually have a dream in their mind. So during the envision process, it will open up all the possibility and dig into what's the vision that a person can be. Then we move to the third stage of engage. Ideally, what's the concept that I want to do? And so that's head. The evaluation, the analysis of the pro and con of the opportunity, and follow your heart, because most of the time we don't listen to our heart, but our heart will speak up. It will open up the opportunity to let our heart to speak up what they prefer, what they want to be, then take action. So after you have idea, you listen to your heart, then you lay out step by step and move to the last stage is to empower. So I see that there's many successful story that I've been coaching is after they clearly understand what they're looking for, evaluate all the possibility, and they decide to make a change to step out their comfort zone, and they have a successful impact in a new career or the different change of their role, even in the same company. They embrace the change and they enjoy the change and do well by activate their strengths to success in their different change.
Perfect. And you've been, pretty much you clearly see shows that you have your heart in this, and you've been doing this for a while, helping organization be more successful. There are many new coaches out there who want to go out there and empower other people. What advice, since you run your own coaching business, what was one advice that you would offer them in terms of how they could leverage maybe strengths philosophy or coaching to help others be more powerful at what they are?
I think know your strengths and lead your coaching model by your strengths is the most powerful tip or opportunity that you can do your coaching in a different way. So when I'm doing the coaching training, I will suggest the coach to know your shape, SHAPE. The shape means number one is your strengths. So you learn that from your top 5, top 34, you know the area that make you different. And the pair up, when you pair up different strengths, they will come out with uniqueness, your best self. Then when you know your strengths, and again, you listen to your heart. Some people are interested in doing career coach. Some people have a more engagement about relationship or executive coach. They must have a purpose why you are doing coach. So what's the motivation that what kind of the people you want to help? So that's your heart. Your heart will tell you what you enjoy most during the coaching conversation. And build the ability including your skill, your knowledge, your attitude, and know your personality. Some people is all type of people, so they enjoy the big group. Some people is related, so they enjoy one-on-one, close relationship. And the last but not least is your experience. Most of a coach have their own life or career experience, and your experience will help people to speed up the learning curve, or your experience will help you to build a coaching model. You make your coaching service different with the other. So that's the tip I give to coach, that invest your shape, that take time to invest, and lead by your strengths.
Perfect. Also, you've been working across the region. What sort of, I would say, comparisons have you seen in terms of culture is concerned, be it in Singapore, be it in China and other parts of the world? What would you say to that?
That's a very good question. I am a Chinese. Chinese people been bring up to become an all-rounded people. So most of people, when you look at your personality report, most of the people will look at the weakness or the parts that are missing. But when you because I do different personality tests, and I do support my client by different personality report. And some report will bring you to see the gap that here is a perfect and here is a gap that I need to working on. So I noticed that when you open up the strengths finder, because it doesn't talking about weakness, it's talking about the top 5, top 10 strengths and the area that you need to manage. So it will create a positive energy. So you won't need to worry too much about here is my strength or here is the area that I need to working on. And because it's very different with the Chinese philosophy. Chinese people have been brought up try to become an all-rounded people. We know we won't be, but we use that as a goal in the life to try to fit in the gap of the weakness or to make our life perfect. But when you look at a different point of view, that everyone is unique. If I know what's my strengths, I'm doing something that I'm good at, and use something that I can contribute to the other people's life, you will enjoy of being the best of you, instead of working on the area that you are not happy with. So again, it's a positive mindset, and when I truly believe that when you have the positive energy in your life, in the working environment, in your family, in the society, or even in the country, all the work will turn to the positive way. And but if you working too much on the weakness, sometimes we find that we are very difficult to change the way that we are thinking. We can practice, we can manage, but it's very difficult. So that's my learning, that StrengthsFinder really bring in some new insight to the culture in Asia, because it's an innovative thinking for Chinese people, that look at yourself, look at the other people from different perspective.
Great. And you've been doing it both for individuals and teams as well. I believe you run a lot of workshops. And I see that you've also run a workshop for ICF when you were part of the executive committee of Singapore, and you won the ICF I Care for Global Award when you run the Coaching for Community program with them last year. So talk us through that a little bit. Of all the workshops you run, where do you see the most impact, and how do you kind of orchestrate that with teams especially?
Okay, I'm working with a workshop, the group workshop, either women leadership, ICF training, or trainer, the coach training program, to introduce the concept that strength for success, and follow up by one-on-one coaching service in either English or Chinese, depends on the training is in Singapore or in Taiwan or China. And the way what I working with ICF is to be a speaker in their either annual conference, trainer coach convention, or working with the coaching for community service to really bring the coach into the community. Last year, a group of professional coach in Singapore work together with the ICF to support the career fair arranged in Santa City. So we invite more than 50, 60 coach together, provide 30 minutes coaching service to help the job seeker to understand what they're good at and how they can working on their career. And I also use this model in university in Taiwan for the new graduate before they graduate. I offer the speech in a graduate about what's your vision, how you set your goal in your business. For young graduates, sometimes it's this topic is not easy to answer. What I'm looking for, what I want to be, what's my career plan in the next 1 year, 3 year, 5 years. It's a very difficult question for a young graduate, but they are the future of the country. They are the future of this world. So I work with a group of coach in Taiwan to offer one-on-one coaching service to help them to starting from knowing themselves and to lay out what kind of the vision or why they are doing this kind of job seeking. Help them to write, even can help them to write their resume by understand their strengths. Find that when you pair up, you come out with a position, come out the uniqueness of who am I and what I'm looking for, and leverage it together with the experience or academic knowledge, what I can contribute to the company. So that's a tool how we can use to support either career transition or new graduate, new career seeker, that help them to have a more idea about how they can become understand themselves and looking for the career that they enjoy and become the best self.
And that's such a powerful mission right there. We, helping out youth, especially at a stage when they know they want to know what they could do, how could they do those things. And we've been seeing that movement spread across the region. We have universities in Singapore, in Hong Kong, who are, I would say, following that suit of becoming strength-based campuses like the ones we have in the US already. So thank you for investing in that mission of, empowering young people, youth, in addition to corporates, helping them unlock their potential. And I believe you've also written books in that space of see the power of vision and unlock the power. Tell us a little bit more about that. What kind of captures it? What does those books capture?
Okay. I offer 90-day challenge for the entrepreneur, for the business owner, and I understand that sometimes it's a challenge that how you can keep the momentum of the coaching. So that's why I come up with this book, like a workbook that can open up the coaching notebook to work some self awareness during the coaching section. And it's still by using the 4E coaching model, explore your strengths, envision, engage, and empower. And I see the power of a strengths finder is some of the business owner or entrepreneur, when they want to do their own marketing, some people want to write a book, for example. And I help them to understand what their strengths and leverage their strengths, bring their strengths, and work together with their experience to write a book in the 90 days. So it can be, if we can focus on 90 days, which is about 12 sections, if you are doing one coaching section 1 week, it's about 90 days, and focus on a goal, focus on something you want to make a change in your life. After 90 days, you will see that you really step out the comfort zone and doing something differently. So that's the purpose that I'm writing a book, to help my client to sustain the power of the coaching. When they're back to their real life, they still can continue to see what strengths and what the coaching can make their career or life different, to help them to unlock their power.
Great. And there are many people out there, people who want to get into coaching or who want to write books. Any thoughts, final thoughts you have for them, of how they could use all the science of strength-based development philosophy, or your experience of writing books in that space? What would you advise them?
My advice is, once you know your strengths, you need to come up with the core value. So, for example, my core value of being a coach is I'm a futuristic, I'm the strategic thinker to help people to see and fulfill their dream. So that become my value and become my position or vision of the life. So once you clearly understand that what you're doing, what you want to be, and you just write it down and working on some keywords, and divided the keyword into different milestones. So for example, SHAPE, that can be strengths, that can be heart, it can be attitude, that can be personality, and E is experience. So try to create something that relevant to yourself, because that will be unique, and come up with bring the idea together. So that will make the complicated life easier and make the simple idea bigger. So it's sometimes the coaching is like the facilitator of the life, starting from the big and focus on few area, then open up the opportunity and focus on something you love. So it's open up, focus, open up, or focus exercise during the coaching or doing something you want. So if you know yourself, you will be enjoy what you're doing. But don't compare to the others. Because, for example, the U type of people, if you are a U type of a people, you want to be the coach, so you may enjoy group coaching, and you will be very good at doing big group presentation. You can close a deal and win others over during your public presentation. And you are the relator, you must understand how to build trust during your one-on-one coaching conversation. You need to make people clearly understand what's deliverable, because most of people don't really understand what's coaching. So instead of the explain to them what's a coaching, as a relator, you can explain to client, here is your goal. That's what I can support you by one-on-one conversation. And if you are futuristic, you can leverage your strengths to help people to paint the picture, to visualize what the possibility in the future by using your strengths. And if adaptability, you just follow the flow, being a coach. So if you know what's your strengths and you're doing what you enjoy, you will find the coach is one of the best job in the world.
Thank you so
Because
much, Viya.
you can help people. You can see the shining, the sparkling in your client's eyes. That's the most enjoyed part of my job.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing that, and how this empowers you. And if you are interested to learn more about the strength-based development philosophy, or if you want to become a Gallup-Certified Strengths Coach or understand coaching in this philosophy, we do have courses at Gallup where we empower you with all the knowledge, resources, and tools available to do that. We have a next course coming up in Singapore from 27th till 31st of this month, July, and then there'll be one in November. So if all our resources and all our knowledge about our courses are available on our website, Gallup-Strengthscenter.com. So feel free to reach out to them. Jim, do you have a question from people locked in live listening in for Viya?
Yes, I do. So Ryan, who joins us every single time we do webcasts there in Asia, Ryan, thanks for being out there. He asked, I'm going to paraphrase his question, but Viya, he asked for maybe if you had one solid tip for someone starting a second career, what would that be? And then maybe one struggle to kind of watch out for. What would be one solid tip going in and maybe a struggle to watch out for starting a second career?
Okay, second career. I believe that everybody will face the challenge of a second career in our life, right? Because we need to step out the role that you've been working on for 10 years, 20 years, and you need to find a way that what's a second career. You need to define what you're looking for in your second career. Are you working on your second career for what purpose? And go back to your strengths. When you know what's your strengths, what's your talent, how you can use your strengths and talent to build your business in different area. And normally I would suggest people to look for your purpose is, are you looking for career, looking for mission, looking for passion? And what's the ratio between career? Is it making money? Passion is to do something you love. And mission is to do something meaningful. This is a different combination of what you're doing, why you spend your time, your energy. So most of the challenge is about you. Some people may not understand or may not find the right place to make this career, passion, or mission balance. So that's a challenge. But once you clearly understand that what I'm looking for and what's in your life stage, what's good for you, then you do the right balance between these three.
Yeah, I think that's a great question and some great answers. I like to think of it, I'm a three-career guy. I've had three different, very, very different careers when I've done. And sometimes you get a second career out of opportunity, right? The door opens for you. You might be looking for it. It's a special opportunity. But sometimes that second career comes out of desperation, right? You're at the bottom of your current job. It's not going any farther, and it kind of forces you into a new career. And so I always say when we think about that second career, sometimes you're going to come out of it out of joy, and sometimes it's going to come out of pain. And you have to be ready for both, right? It doesn't, it's not always a happy, I'm going to go on to this, but you have to be ready for that next career. When it is painful, what has been your experience for someone, or what kind of advice would you give to someone when they're coming out of a second career that's been difficult?
My program, Coach for Wins, I upload some of the video. The purpose is to help the client to, when you're looking for the pain or when you're looking for the enjoy, how you leverage your strengths to identify the specific action to deal with that. it was starting from knowing yourself, and once you know here is a challenge that I may face, and here's the action, or here is a concept that I can introduce. That's what I'm doing for delivering this video to help the people in different stage to look back to themselves and see what the action they can take to embrace the change.
Oh, that's great. Good indeed. Viya, thank you for taking the time to come in today, be a part of Called to Coach. It's exciting to hear what you're doing. You've got a lot of great resources available. If folks wanted to get in contact with you, what's really the best way for them to get a hold of you?
You can visit my website, Coach41234, Coach4Wins with S, or send me the email by to Viya.Chen at viyabiz.asia.
All right, very cool. Well, we'll remind everyone to take full advantage of all the resources we have available at the Gallup Strengths Center. Just head to GallupStrengthsCenter.com. Send us your questions or comments to our email address. Send that to coaching@gallup.com. If you need any access to those resources or you didn't get those links, just let us know. We can get those to you. You can also catch the recorded audio and video from this program and the past ones, and the link to our Facebook and YouTube page. Those are all at the Coaches blog. And actually, we have a ton of resources for you out at our coaching blog. Just go to coaching.gallup.com. We now have some 25, actually, I think we went on 27 this week, global meetups going on around the world. Maybe in your city near you, stop by the Coaches blog, visit the meetup page. We might have one going on near you, and if we don't, let me know. We can maybe help you start one in your city going around. This meetups are the hottest thing right now since sliced bread and peanut butter. So if you're not doing one in your city, one should get started. And don't forget, we also have Android and iPhone apps available for you for streaming or for getting your top 5. If you forgot what they are, you can get those off your phone, and we make those available for you. Again, that's free. All the links are at coaching.gallup.com. We want to thank everyone for joining us today, and if you enjoyed it, please share it, and we look forward to the next Call to Coach. And with that, we'll say goodbye, everybody.